Hey y'all.
Welcome back to the cabin. And today we're going to give you a little update on the future of our channel.
Where have you been?
AWOL? We have been noticeably absent from our channel, from YouTube here lately, but we have been knee-deep in so much work. And that's one reason. And another reason is where we're setting up our new homestead, we have no internet. So
We've got plenty of footage.
Well, yeah, we've got some good footage, but we just don't have any internet. So we're just going to do this quick update on the phone, and we are actually back at the cabin. We're not at the new homestead, obviously. You can look behind us. And we just kind of wanted to let you know what's going on with the future of our channel and the future of our new homestead. So that's where we are, and that's the purpose of today's video.
Let her rip. Let's do it.
Let her rip, Tater Chip. Well, we have been so busy, and I know a lot of you were in the grips of the heat wave that we just had the last week or so, or 2 weeks, when it was just unbearably hot. So we were actually trying to do some work on the homestead in the midst of all of that, and
we've got a good bit done.
Oh my goodness.
It's changed a lot.
It has changed a lot, and I'm going to get you some new footage, or we're going to update all that. And the plan is to actually take all of this footage and go from timberland to maybe mostly finished, right? Do you think? I don't know. It may take two. We ain't never gonna finish it. No,
that's the purpose of it.
But that's what keeps you young and keeps you going. That's what they tell us. But these last few weeks, oh, it was so hot. It was so hot, and it was really tough.
We've been working on that since I left work in January.
Well, we actually kind of made a semi-permanent move there in March.
Yep.
Right, was in March, and that's when we took Lily and the calf and the chickens and everything down there. So that was kind of semi-permanent, but we still had our cabin here to maintain.
Well, we've just been working on that. Been working wide open on that.
Right.
And we had to stop somewhere and come back and do something to this place.
Right.
To keep it from falling down.
Right. Well, the grass was beginning to get out of hand, and we didn't want it to get past the point of being able to come up here in a day or two and actually kind of get it back under control, and we just about went too long this time. So, but that's not fun footage, watching you mow tall grass and stuff. So we didn't really cover any of that. But we've been in the camper, and you saw where some of that footage where we had moved parked the camper there and everything. And after a while, the camper gets really small. So it's a blessing to have, but it does kind of wear on you after a while. But we have actually moved in something else there too, haven't we?
Well, yeah, what we done, we bought a portable building.
A Graceland portable building. Yeah. And why did we go with a Graceland?
Well, because it's better built.
It's much better built.
I mean, this is not a commercial, but
no, but that
structural wise,
it could be a review if you want to call it that. It's only going to be start with 640 foot, but we can add to that. 16 by 40, and actually, since they brought it and set it up, the plan is to put full length porches front and back on it, 8-foot porches, and actually there was it was actually a repo. So we got a little bit of a discount on it, but there was a couple of walls, just framed walls, not finished walls, that someone had started putting in there. They had to come out. No, that was not anything like what we had.
I'll tell you what has happened to me, and I'm sure it's happened to you too. I have worked on that steady for months. Months,
since March.
And I'm tired.
Yeah, we are.
I'm tired.
We're tired.
Not tired of working. I'm tired of working in the heat on that. Plus, the work over here piling up. So
right.
What we're going to have to do is,
and that was a burden. That was a burden on us mentally, knowing that
we got that to a point where we can stop for a little while.
Well, actually, it is a great point to give that a break, because we've got to seed pastures, or we've got one small pasture that we've got kind of cleared off, and we've got to get Lily off of it. She's actually just eating hay, her and the calf, and so she's fertilized it good. She's cleared it up some. She's really improved it as far as the.
We'll go over there, seed that. We'll go over there and load her up, bring her back over here.
Well, actually, it's 8 months, and we call the calf Hot Rod because he's a little pistol, really, but he is still not weaned. We were actually using him to keep Lily in milk while we were working down there. So actually, she was just growing a baby for us, raising our beef cow, raising our freezer beef, and it was a win-win situation. But now he's 8 months old. He's as big as she is, and so we've got to wean him. So we're actually going to leave him at our son-in-law's and bring her here. He's got cows. He's got calves. So we'll put him with other calves, which will make the stress of weaning a little bit easier on him.
Bring her back over here.
Bring her here. She's about ready. She's ready. She's been showing some signs. She's been kicking him off a little bit because he's big and rough. So
we'll start milking. We'll stay here for a month or so and get this place straightened out and get started on the milking and everything.
Right.
And get refreshed from all that over there.
And
like I said, we've got that in good shape over there. It's in pretty good shape.
Now it's time to concentrate on keeping the cabin well maintained, and also it will just give us a break from when you walk out the door there, all you see is work. And I mean, that's a homestead. A homestead is work anyway, but you see that it's not finished work. You know, it's not so we've got to step away from there, take a break, because we're doing it all ourselves. No bulldozer, nothing, just our little tractor and our blood, sweat, and tears, and our daughter and son-in-law have been a great help. They have been a great help, so we couldn't do what we've done without them.
I have broke the bush hog. I broke the box blade. I
broke the box blade.
I think I broke everything.
You broke a box blade without slinging yourself off the tractor.
I found a stump on that place over there.
One stump. There's a joke behind that. There's a lot of stumps. So, but it is fun to work on. But it's gotten to the point now that we need to step away and refresh. And the burden of this place kind of going down because we still love the cabin.
Well, we come here day before yesterday to the cabin, and in just one day we've made so much improvement on it.
Oh yeah, just cutting the grass and dusting and cleaning up inside a little bit.
So what we can do in a like I said, probably a month's time or so, maybe even a little longer.
Maybe 4 or 6 weeks.
And plus, we're set up to milk here.
We are, yeah. So
now,
it's not
we're set up to milk over there, or we can be
mostly
a little bit, but it would be so much more convenient here. So
we don't have a barn yet, of course, there. So to get started back milking, it's just another one of those win-win situations to bring her here and start back milking, get her away from her calf.
Plus, like I said, we've got to start some grass over there. There's no grass where she's at. There's grass. I need her to mow.
Yeah, the pasture. She's going to be in heaven when she gets here. Because the native grass, the bahia and everything here, and that's actually what we're going to seed down there is bahia because it grows wonderfully in this heat. So it's ready to be seeded. Get her off of it. Get the calf weaned. And so those are just things. So we felt like the transition would be easier just to leave all of that there to grow, the grass and all, and come here and grow ourselves, refresh ourselves.
This place and that barn is familiar to her, and when we pull the calf off of her, that'll help her get over there.
I think so, because, the barn is her home, and there she doesn't have, she has no shelter. I mean, of course, she's a cow. She's fine. It's summertime. Now, wintertime, I don't want her in the rain and the cold, but summertime, she's fine. But she does like her barn. So that'll help her through the weaning process. And we'll all just come and just sit back and enjoy the porch and relax.
So where are we at on the land?
Well, actually, wow, we have piled up some logs, and because it was cut over timberland, there was a lot of logs just left laying down. You couldn't bush hog because of the logs.
We're going to go back tomorrow. And it'll be a couple of weeks before we come back here.
Right, because we got some stuff we got to do.
Probably bust off the old sawmill.
The sawmill, and we're going to get some footage of that, and I'll probably do it on the phone. I don't know, because I can come back here and edit it. I may do it with a camera. But anyway, we will get you some footage of the first cuts on the sawmill. We actually have it together. I've got some footage of y'all putting it together. You know.
We've got footage of hauling the animals over there. We got footage of clearing land. We got a lot.
I've got a ton of footage on the camera, but no way to load it right now. So, right, so that's why we're doing it on the phone. But it's a Woodland Mills sawmill, and that is going to be a huge blessing in finishing out the cottage. We're calling that the cottage. This is the cabin. That's going to be the cottage down there. So.
So what's the future of the cabin?
The future of the cabin is right now is just to maintain it and keep it until we get, I'm sweating here, until we get to the point that we can live in the cottage, I'm thinking, or almost live in the cottage, right? Because we have all of our stuff here that we need protected and taken care of, kept safe. The antiques, the Hoosier cabinet, the sewing machine, things that mean a lot to both of us that we need to protect, not want to just put in storage and waste money renting storage. That's a waste of money. It's money thrown away that we can put in the cottage or put in back into this place. So we're going to work on the cottage and get it to a point that we can start putting our furniture in it. And the sawmill, actually, our son-in-law Justin has got lots of oak that was laid down by the last hurricane that needs to be gotten up and cleaned up. And oak does not have to dry near as long as pine.
That's what I heard.
So, and he is so excited about the sawmill. He has been doing tons of research. We're hoping that we can put a lot of oak in the cabin, you know, and get us.
So we'll go back tomorrow. Go back to the cottage tomorrow. Spend a week or two there, get a few things situated, and then separate the cow and the calf. Bring her back here. Seed the ground.
Seed the ground. There's lots of ground that needs seeding and stayed off of, and we've tried to, and we actually have seeded a lot, but it was just patches that we were not touching.
Yeah.
And it's coming up good now that we've had some rain and some heat, because Bahia loves the heat, you know, so
it ought to be
tickled to death. Well, it actually really was doing good in that 99-degree weather.
We've hit 100 degrees there.
We've hit 100 degrees several days, and the heat index much higher than that. And it's hot here right now, but it's not that hot. But we got a storm rolling in, so it's going to cool off. But the cottage is, we've drawn it out mostly on graph paper, and redrawn and trying to utilize and be very efficient with it. But in some ways, the kitchen's going to be much more efficient than the kitchen here in the cabin, because the cabin's got a tiny kitchen. That kitchen's going to be much more efficient, the closet, the bedroom, and things. So it's been fun redesigning that. So we're going to, get that going and get some of the walls framed up. But we are eventually going to put the cabin on the market. That'll be a bittersweet day. Bitter and sweet. So that's coming probably, as a matter of fact,
we have no idea.
We really don't know, but we are going to talk to a realtor probably when we're here, when we come back in a few weeks, and kind of sit down with them and touch base with them on that. So it could be weeks, it could be months before we, do that.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's get this show on the road. So the channel, let me touch on the channel just a second. We have neglected the channel, not by choice. It's just been really difficult to get any quality footage, and there in the camper, it's hard to really do any tutorials that I haven't already covered, canning and stuff, which we've been canning at our daughters. We've been doing some canning at our daughters, and a little bit of dehydrating. And she is just thrilled to be learning that. So I'm concentrating on passing those skills on to her. So we'll have some hand-on and some videos to go back on, to have those skills in these kind of uncertain times that we're looking at. So I've got a few videos in mind that I can do that's not really tutorials, just informative, that we may put together here in the near future. So, but the channel is there. We haven't stopped. We still, we miss everybody. I will say that. We miss everybody, miss the comments, miss interacting. So just hang in there with us. We're going to have some great content coming up, and take you on this journey with us. Right? And speaking of journeys, in this lifelong journey, don't ever forget that your Heavenly Father loves you. And we'll see you on the next video. God bless.
Bye.